This video will cover the topic, classifying slopes of the given graphs of lines. The slope of a line is a number that describes both the direction and the steepness of the line. The slope of a line on the graph is defined as change in y over change in x. We also can describe the slope as rise over run. The formula to define the slope from a graph is written as m is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. For each line on a graph, the slope can be determined as positive, negative, 0, or undefined. Consider this following graph. This is a horizontal line. This means that the y value does not change as the x value increases. We know that 0 over the change in x value equals 0. Therefore, for this line on the graph, the slope would be 0.
So does that mean whenever there is a straight line on the graph, whether it is vertical or horizontal, the slope is 0?
The answer is no. Let's look at a vertical line next. For this line on the graph, the value of x does not change at all as the value of y increases. According to the formula of the slope, there would be a 0 in the denominator and a non-zero number for the numerator. According to the division by zero rule, having a 0 in the denominator causes the value of the fraction to be undefined, so the slope for this graph is undefined.
So when there is a horizontal line on the graph, the slope is considered to be 0, and when there is a vertical line, the slope is considered undefined. What if the line is diagonal on the graph?
So let's look at a diagonal line next. When the line is diagonal on the graph, the slope will be considered either negative or positive, depending on which direction the line slants. If the line slants up to the right, then the slope is positive. If the line slants down to the right, then the slope is negative.
I'm not sure I understand. Can we look at some examples?
Yes, we can. Consider this graph to look at. In this case, if we consider x moving from left to right, then the value of y is getting smaller. When we use the slope formula, we see that we will have a negative number over a positive number. Therefore, the slope of the line is negative. Consider this graph. In this case, if we consider x moving from left to right, then the value of y is getting larger. When we use the slope formula, we see that we will have a positive number over a positive number. Therefore, the slope of this line is positive.
Let me see if I understand all this. So a line that goes upwards from left to right has a positive slope. A line that goes downwards from left to right has a negative slope. A horizontal line has a slope of 0, and a vertical line has an undefined slope.
Perfect. It looks like you understand this topic of classifying slopes given graphs of lines.